Hey learners, welcome to Ahmad Coaching and I'm your teacher Dr. Anam. Another lesson on everyday series is why do we sweat when it is hot? We sweat when it's hot as a way for our bodies to regulate temperature and stay cool. This cooling mechanism, which is also known as thermoregulation, in which thermo means temperature and regulation means to regulate, which literally means to regulate temperature. As soon as the temperature is high, this mechanism is going to kick in to prevent our body temperature from rising too high, which could damage organs and interfere with cellular functions. To prevent the body and organs from degrading and damaging, thermoregulation is a process that kicks in when the temperature is going to be very high, especially during summer or when you are doing a lot of physical activity. Now, how this process happens? First of all, sweat production. When the brain detects a rise in body temperature, it signals sweat glands in the skin to release sweat. Sweat, which is a liquid composed of mostly water and small amount of salts and other substances. So, beneath the skin or inside the dermis, there are some sweat glands. These sweat glands, as soon as the temperature is going to increase, they are going to release sweat, and this sweat will move from the sweat glands to these vessels to the outside skin through these small pores, which are known as sweat pores. As soon as the sweat is outside or on the skin, evaporation and cooling it will happen. As the sweat spread across the skin surface, it evaporates. Evaporation requires heat energy. So as the sweat evaporates, it pulls heat away from the body, lowering the skin and core temperature. So when the sweat is here, it's going to evaporate, and we know to convert water into vapors, energy is required, and this energy can be in the form of heat energy. So the waters, they are going to take the heat energy from the body and will convert from water to vapors in a process which is known as evaporation. So as the sweat, it will move by taking the temperature or heat from the body. It means that body is going to cool down because now the body is losing heat in the form of sweat. Along with this, blood vessels dilation. Blood vessels near the skin surface, they dilates, which is a process of vasodilation. It's going to allow more warm bloods from the body's core to flow closer to the skin. We know the organs, they also produce heats. That heat is absorbed into the blood. That blood is going to move towards the skin so that the blood vessels, they are just beneath the skin, have more warm blood, and that warm blood has a lot of heat energy. To maximize the release of heat from the skin or from underneath the skin, what will happen? The blood vessels, they are going to dilate, or they will increase their width so that maximum heat from the blood, it can be lost. Enhanced cooling. This increased blood flow near the surface combined with the sweat evaporation, they are going to maximize the heat release, cooling the blood before it returns to the core. So what is going to happen here? The blood dilation will take place. Heat is going to move. Along with this, sweat is moving towards the surface. So in this form, the body is going to lose maximum amount of heat by the help of radiation, by the help of evaporation, and the blood which is passing away from the skin is going to be much cooler in comparison to the blood which is moving towards the skin. This whole process is also dependent on several environmental factors. Humidity is the biggest factor. Humidity is an environmental condition in which the water vapors, they are already in high concentration in the air surrounding the body. So humidity is going to affect the cooling process. In high humidity, the sweat, it will not evaporate because in a normal process, the water moves from higher water potential to the lower water potential. But if the water is already high enough in the air around the body, it means there is no such movement of water will take place. And this is going to make it harder to cool down the body. That is why we feel more hotter and feel sweat more in the humid environment, especially during the summertime when it rains. The water vapors, they incorporated into the environment, and because of this reason, even you are sweating but still you are feeling very hot, because your sweat is not evaporating as the water in the air is already in high potential. So this is the process how sweat is going to help in the removal of heat, and this is how the blood vessels, they are involved in the release of heat by the process of radiation. So that was our lesson on why do we sweat when it is hot. If you have any question related to this topic, let me know in the comment section, and if you have any other topic that you wanted to learn, also let me know in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video.